September 31st. I've had some issues with my tractor. Got to put a water pump on. Had some issues with my plumbing. Blood pressure's been a little up, but blood pressure's down, water pump's off. I'm fixing to go hunting an evening stand. I got to go across this field. I'll show it to you when we get there. I got to get across this hay field, and honestly, this is the least disturbing of entries. If I went around that way, I'm going through bedding. If I came from that way, I'm going through bedding. So, glad it's not turkeys. 30 minutes to get set up, and it's about 90 degrees. I'm pouring sweat. So, number one, I'm worried about scent. It was supposed to be an east wind, but it felt west. Now I've settled on, I think it's west. I don't know, but it's going to have to be a nice spot for me to shoot this evening. It's too hot for me to shoot a doe. I'm too old, too sorry to drag in this kind of heat. So it'd have to be a nice one. Check out this wind. Right back in my face. But when it's this hot, it's hard to keep scent down. Ah, yes. The sweet sounds of being picked off. There's the culprit. She's seen me on the stand. She's picked me off, but she will not leave. Instead, she wants to look and blow for 20 minutes. Make sure there's no shot at anything else. Well, so, as I said, I calculate we're about finished in this town. I'm fixing to pull the plug on this one. We'll get back after it tomorrow. Alright, well, y'all saw the results of my evening bow hunt, and that got me to thinking, what could I have done better to prepare for the hunt? And I came up with a lot of different things, and at the end, I got to get a new camera arm, pure and simple. But there's a lot of other factors that went into me bungling that hunt. First factor, and that's check all your equipment. Alright, I shot my bow, I tuned my arrows, had all that ready to go. I felt good and confident about my shooting. But what I didn't check out was this camera arm. Oh, it works good there. Let's get a little closer with it and listen. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a clicking. Now, I thought I put vegetable oil. I even took it apart right there. Still got a click. I don't know if you can hear that from here, but there's a click, and it's audible. That plastic is catching on itself. I even went up and put like a heavier grade lubricant, which I hated to do because you're getting scent in there, but I had to do something. It's still clicking, and it's still clicking. So failure to check out that camera arm cost me a shot on a doe. Probably blew that stand sight. Well, you saw it. She told everybody in the neighborhood and then some, so I just packed it up and came on in. But what else could I do to have made that hunt better? Well, she also was a little alert coming in. She didn't come in easy, tail swishing. There was a little bit of alertness to her as she walked in. Why? Well, it was 90 degrees. It was humid. I believe she smelled where I walked in, coming in, and part of you, and myself included, may say, well, it's just a doe. But it's not just a doe. It's early season. In early season, you're going to commit blunders if you're not careful. Several times, I hate to admit that, several times I got a pull string that I bring my stuff up, pull it up to the stand, get everything screwed in and secured. Several times I've either forgotten to tie it onto the stand or the bag, or I half tied it, got up to the top, started to pull, string comes loose. Well, you know what you got to do then? You got to climb all the way back down, retie, work up a sweat, and move up, which that brings us to sweat. Another thing I didn't do, I'm a freak about scent control. Alright, got a scent crusher. I use all the scent-free stuff. I wash my clothes religiously. Then I put it in the scent crusher. I baking soda off my boots and then rub dirt all over them. They never come in the house. But when that doe crossed where I walked across the field, she was alerted. Now, how do I avoid that? I don't know if you can. Different deer react different ways. Now, I figured it's early season, it's bow season, they're unpressured, I can get by with some things like some movement. Well, I didn't get by with walking across that wide open field because she was a little alerted when she came in. But the final straw was, as I moved that camera, click, click, it made a click noise. Deer's head comes up and she glued in on me, which brings me over to stand placement. Alright, I put that stand in by myself. Hard to do. I had to just shoulder press it and get it up on the tree, balance and whatnot. Alright, that was all fine and good, but one side I had good background cover. On the side she came to, I'm wide open, so she locked in, whoop, on me immediately. I knew once she alerted, hunt was over. What else can we do to eliminate a lot of early season blunders? We can eliminate clumsy movements. And I don't know about y'all, but when I go hunting, you got to get in a mindset where you're becoming part of the woods. Animals don't move like humans do. Slow, easy, not a human stomping pace. Take your time. Now, I was cutting across the field there, but for future hunts, when I'm in the woods, I got to get back into the mindset of being a predator, being a hunter. I got to go slow. I got to let the ball of my foot touch, then ease down the next one. It may take a while to get there, but I'm going to get back to stalking my way into the stand. So that's something I can eliminate. Once I get on the stand, let's face it, we're not going to sit there stone still 3 or 4 hours. You're not going to do it. But the more you hunt, the more you realize there's movements you can get away with. Well, I couldn't get away with that clumsy mess on the stand yesterday. I moved that camera, she sees my hand, she hears the click, she locks in on me. I didn't have it adequately covered on the back side with background coverage for the stand. Boom, another blunder I got to eliminate. Now, granted, it's just a doe, but what if it had been a 12-pointer? What if it was a Popin Young class deer? Well, I'd be pretty sick right now. As it is, I'm just going back and thinking, what can I eliminate? What can I do to hunt better? Another one we don't think of much. Alright, with me, getting up in age, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, my tractor's had some issues. I had to take the water pump off, got to get a new one in, and I want to take time right now to shout out to JT of JT's Barn and Grill. Thank you. The man is not only a great mechanic, but he's a gentleman. I encourage you to check that channel out on YouTube. That's JT's Barn and Grill. I mentioned something about a belt. not only did he give me the advice, he did a video on it, which is up right now. So check out the video if you got a Massey Ferguson 1100. Pretty neat. All right, past that and back to it. Other thing I noticed, all right, I can get my fat butt in shape. That's what I can do to be a better hunter and enjoy it better. I'm climbing the stand, I'm huffing, puffing, sweating profusely. Most of that comes from just being out of stinking shape. All right, I started back doing a little jump rope. I'm gonna get back on the weights like I've always done, but I thought about it, if I had a shot the doe, and I wouldn't have. I would not have shot the deer. Why? Because it's bow season, it's 90 degrees. If I don't get to her in 2 or 3 hours, the meat's spoiled. All right, and on top of that, my fat, lazy, out of shape, high blood pressure butt would have to drag that deer from wherever she dropped. Hopefully it was 100 yards. What if it was 250? What if I was a little back and it was 400 yards? Well, by myself, four-wheeler, she's not doing well either. But I would have to drag. All right, dragging, when you're out of shape, and especially as you age, you got to watch yourself when you're dragging and stuff. Incidents happen. All right, there's a lot of people every year, and you know, we talk about falling out of tree stands, not wearing your harness and whatnot, but there's instances every year of people dying dragging a deer. Heart attack. Me with this blood pressure crap, Billy Squier syndrome. If you don't know Billy Squier was a one-hit wonder in the 80s. Stroking, stroke, stroke. I don't want to drop dead of a stroke dragging a deer. So, got to get that in. I got to get back in shape. That's another thing. I got to stay hydrated because I don't drink enough. All right, enough of that. Let's get back to hunting. That's the thing I got to do, is get back into that natural rhythm of hunting. When the weather cools off, that's going to help. I don't even like to hunt when it's this hot. When it's this hot, it's so hard for me to control scent here in Georgia that I wreck more than I accomplish. So a lot of times I'll just lay off and not hunt. If it's hot, no breeze, humid, and that dead feeling, I just lay back. All right, am I going to correct it before the year's out? Yes. Am I going to get better footage? Yes. Am I going to get a new camera arm? Yes. And for those of y'all who do self-film, it's hard. It's hard work. It takes me 25 or 30 minutes to set, get this hauled up, get my stuff hauled up, my boat, get this ratchet strap set. Takes a while. Get this clicky head. So I'm getting a new one, and I'm going to get a lighter one. Problem is I'm cheap, so I'll wind up getting something that's a little too cheap, but I'm going to invest in a decent pan head so I'm not jerky and whatnot. Would it make me a better cameraman? I don't know, but it won't be as noisy. I still suck as a cameraman. All right, but until then, the bow season is young. We're just now getting started. Acorns are just now starting to fall, or acorns if you prefer. We've been concentrating on softmass, persimmons, muscadines, and whatnot, but we're starting to shift a little. We need rain. Food plots are in. That was an act of Congress, but the food plots are in. We just add water. Got to have a little rain. Until then, we'll be bringing you more footage. Hope y'all keep watching. Subscribe, like, check us out on Rumble because we're over there as well. Good luck this bow season, and remember, God loves you. See you next time.